All right, y'all, let's get into God is light, the light inside of us, how that light can be transferred, aliens, going back to the beginning, because the beginning is declared from the end, so the end is actually the beginning, and we're seeing how the sons of God were created. We're seeing how the Adam and Eve were created, the people under the division. We're seeing the Adam with the Seths, the Adam and Eves with the Cains and Abels. We're seeing all these things manifest in our world as the four horsemen come galloping through, and the four horsemen are connected to the four heads of the mind, which is the spirit of man that connects them to the eagle, the ox, and the lion. So as God is light, the Lord God is the sun, the Lord is Satan. These things all work together in our world to give us the world stage, to test men. And as man is part of this carnal body, the Jew is the carnal representation of man. The Greek is the spiritual man. But as the Jews scattered among all nations, the carnal man, the man under the law, under bond, is among all nations. This is a test for the light. And the light is given birth with the sperm and egg meet. That spark creates the light. It attracts the heart and brain and body in order to live in this world. So it already has the knowledge of what's needed. But as it has the knowledge of what's needed, and as man learns to talk, man becomes more dumb and such, because we're born with everything we need as a baby, and the problem is that it's a fallen system, so we need the mom to take care of us and all these other. We can see how one animal, the baby comes out and it's ready to go. Another animal, the baby's not ready to go. Man is like a combination of all these things. It's like the highest form, and it's being brought. It's all the earth, all the beast, everything, all into one thing. So as we're going into a new time, as the light's being given, as the light's being transferred, as the millennium has started, as the veil's being lifted slowly and more faster as the clock gets closer and these things, the light's being given and light's being changed, and it's manifesting through man, manifesting through the projection, through the world stage, all these different ways. Okay? So as the light, God is light, we are the lampstands. This begotten Son is a light for the world stage. It's shining through people. All these things work together, right? So the beginning declared from the end. We're going back to the central point to where we go into a whole new time frame. So looking back in an overall picture, how we're shown this, that, and the other, and how it's broken open this way, that way, and the aliens, God, the Bible, creation, seeding of man, all these things coming together. Dimensional planes, light beings, visitations from another world, whatever. Okay, so all these things are to test us and to give us light and to give us knowledge that we all can put together or whatever. Okay, so how the light can transfer from one to another. If you've been, like, we're born with a light, right? That one with egg and sperm meat. There's times where we can go through a traumatic event, such as the accident I had when the light surrounded my body on my side of the car, and it protected me in that 70-mile-an-hour crash that was head on, and the seat and passenger side was that far away from each other. All right, so I walked away, or carried away, with a shattered heel bone. The doctor said I shattered it like an egg, and a fractured L3. So that's when I got metal in my body. I had to wait for that to heal up, and then I went in for the surgery after it healed up, so it took like double the amount of time. But I woke up, dude, it's just like you see in X-Men, or when Wolverine woke up screaming, I woke up screaming. Like, it was if you never had metal put in your body or whatever kind of thing like that, you do not know pain. Like, it's, dude, I woke up, I went in with one outfit, I woke up in pain, screaming, and completely like naked. I was like, what the fuck just happened to me? Like, why am I naked? Complications, blah, 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 whatever kind of thing. Either way, so the point of it is I had this like light interference in a way. And after that wreck, I was changed a little bit in like my creative patterns, or my creative outflow is what I would probably say on that. Other things, but the main focus would be like the creative outflow was shifted from one to kind of another. So with this light transference, right? I met the wife now, after that wreck, and after those times, and then finding out she had a wreck around the same time before I met her, right around the same time as my wreck. So this is just like a big overall picture, because after that point we saw the mothership together. We were together in Galveston when I was just snapping pictures on the beach, but I got some, what I call a UFO photo. It's craziest swirls of lights and colors or whatever, but that was, I didn't even know I was taking the picture, but I have that posted for y'all to go check out. But either way, looking backwards, that'd be like our spaceship or craft coming down, and then we like snapped a photo of us coming down, and then we crash landed into our areas or whatever. But looking back, we're going back to those times. But when I met her, she had a broke nose, and then she got that fixed, and then after that we were the last few years in the so-called final ends of our 8-year so-called tribulation, we call it, but we were living in the old grow up, and we turned grow buildings into a living quarters for the family or whatever. Anyways, it had the silver lining for the grow and all that. It looked like an indoor of a spaceship or whatever, but it's just like weird things going together as far as like an overall like projection coming down in a backwards fashion of the light beings or alien beings or whatever coming, because a light was given, light preserved, and then 2020 visions and that kind of light going up or going into the dreamland and the dark room with the glowing numbers and the matrix and millions of numbers everywhere, all that. And then since then it's been a fucking crazy ride. But this is just putting it all together as far as the overall picture, because the first time I saw the alien craft or whatever was like when I was at 5 years old at the corner of Story Road and 183, facing southbound at the red light next to the Safeway. Me and my mom was like, "What's that up there? You see it?" "Yeah, dude, it's like silver orbs in there." Anyways, it's probably like maybe 50 to 80 feet up or something. But that was the first like extraterrestrial thing that I remember. So I was exposed to these things as an early age, and then I've always been looking up, you know? I've always been... So, I mean, if you don't look up, you're not going to see anything. But either way, so I've just different things, all these things are there to plant seeds to prepare us for these new times, and as we are light. This light can be transferred either like that, or it can be transferred slowly. So, depending where our attunement is and what we've asked for and what kind of stones we've thrown out into the water, and if we've even thrown any stones, and you have not because you ask not, and you got to meditate and dwell, pray, whatever you want to call it, inside on things. You don't, when you project it out there, you're throwing it out there for it to be lost in the ripples. You keep it in here and focus it in, but you focus it in here, you keep your things in here, that's where your dreams and stuff will be manifested. You just have to keep an eye open for them. And it makes it, this is a magical world, and it operates on water and light, and it's a magnetic world. It's an electrical world. And we are electric beings. And looking back, we're liquid metal machines. We're going back to a machine to be like where some people have metal in their body. Because we're going back to the time where the metal and the man and all these things are kind of merging. And as they merge, we're going to go into something completely different in 20, 40 years or whatever. This is just the opening or whatever. And you can see all this technology opening up. You can see whatever. We're like in the merge point of the as the new heaven and earth's opened up, the old heaven and earth's going away, and that 4-year, 8-year, 16, 20-year interwinding thing for the clock of time to intermerge to get us going. Okay, so that's what we're kind of in. Either way, so the projection working through these ways, and at certain times when the projection gets closer and closer, it can, the light, the begotten Son, the one controlling the projection behind the projection, all these things can come down and intermingle, and bam. And that's when people are like, man, I should have died that day. I came back different. Whatever the story is. It can connect all those different things because these things are there to teach us. And as these things are there to teach us, this is where man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word. And this is where we go and test all men. It's where you go and you can go and test somebody and even see if they're real. You can't even see if somebody's real. That's what Kanye's telling you. They just give you a backstory. They tell you whatever. And you can't even see if this person's real. Well, now's the time you can actually DM somebody. If they respond, be like, yeah, you can come on in. I'll cut your hair. I'm a real fucking dude. You can DM me. You can call me. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to share with you what I know. I'm here. I know that everybody has been subjugated to MK Ultra in one way, shape, or form in our nation. And this is where you create trauma to the child. If you didn't get it from Disney, from Mama Bambi being killed, you got it from grade school when Mrs. Newman didn't let you play in recess because you didn't drink your fucking milk like I was. Or if you didn't get it there, you got it in church. When you heard from your mom or your dad or your pastor at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old that you're going to burn in fucking hell for eternity if you don't do this, that, and the other. And you're like, what the fuck? I remember driving home on Irving Boulevard, home from Griff's Burgers, and my mom telling me about hell, and I was staring out the window of our Astro van. I was like, what the fuck? And that night, I asked my mom, I was crying in bed, what you crying for? I don't want to burn no, Jesus. I remember asking this, dude, it's abuse, dude. And we've all been subjugated to it. And this is a time of healing. And the wounded healer is before you. So, let's gather around, people.